You ever step away from your sewing machine for so long? You half expect it to kind of like give you this side eye when you walk back into the room? Yeah, same. Life happens, and sometimes your sewing machine has to like just take a back seat for a little bit while you work on other things. But here's the thing that I have learned. Quilting doesn't hold a grudge. It doesn't care how long it's been. It just welcomes you back with open arms and a humming, happy sewing machine, maybe a little bit of extra lint and threads for your shirt, because those do collect over time. Yes, never without those, right? Hey friend, welcome back to Loose Threads and Stitches. I'm Kristen, your quilty bestie and occasional emotional support stitcher. It's been a minute, okay? If you've been wondering where the heck I went this summer and why it's been such a long while since I last posted a video here on YouTube, the short version is I pressed the pause button. It wasn't planned, but when you have two teenagers who still think you're kind of cool enough to hang out with and want to go do things together, you don't question it, right? You just say yes, and you make the best memories that you can possibly make. And that's what I've been doing, okay? We had a summer of laughter, of lazy mornings, love that, spontaneous road trips, cereal for dinner, and I have spent days mostly unplugged and soaking every single bit of it in. I have no regrets, but I gotta tell you, I missed this. Between you and me, I missed you. I missed this. And there were these moments that came up where I thought, shouldn't I be trying to squeeze in some sewing time right now? You know, the kids are off doing their own thing or whatever, which, by the way, I have a 16-year-old and a 14-year-old. So when I say they still think that I'm cool enough to hang out with, I take that as a high compliment, okay? But yeah, there were times where I thought, shouldn't I be filming right now? Shouldn't I be trying to edit right now? Shouldn't I be trying to make something right now? And then, like, almost as if on cue, the kids would come into my room with a new joke that they had found, or they'd lay out on the floor and they'd start wanting to talk about what we could do tomorrow together, or like this new place that they had just wanted to try. And I gotta tell you, I felt in my heart that this season is fleeting, and these moments that they're wanting to have, that's where the real magic is in life. And my sewing machine, she could wait for me. And here's the beautiful thing about quilting. It doesn't need you to be perfect. It doesn't even need you to be consistent. It just waits for you quietly, patiently, like an old friend who still stays your seat at the table, even if you haven't shown up in quite a while. This summer reminded me that life happens in seasons, and it seems to be a lesson that I'm learning quite often, more and more lately, that, some seasons are slow and soft, and others are wild and fast and loud, and some are for sewing while others are for late night giggles and standy feet and just being present in that moment and worrying about nothing else. And you know what I learned? There's room for all of it in each of our lives, because when the season shifts again, when the kids are back in school now, when the house gets quiet down and your hands start to like ache for fabric and thread, quilting is right there where you left it. There's no judgment, just joy. I came back into my sewing room recently to work on kind of cleaning things up and make sense of all of the unfinished piles that I just set aside for later, right? And I could feel like this quiet little sigh, this quiet energy in the room, and it's as if all of the things in my sewing room, in this like spare bedroom that I have claimed as my sewing space, my created zone, it just kind of sighed and said, oh, good, you're back. Let's make something. Like, there was no judgment. Any judgment that I had was stuff that I put on myself. Like, oh, I should have, like, I planned on finishing that like a long time ago, but all I could feel in that moment was like everything just said, oh, good, you're back. Let's make something. And let me tell you, I'm ready. I'm ready to get back to sewing. I'm ready to make things, to mess things up, to rip those seams and do it again over and over and over. I'm ready to film again. I'm ready to hang out with you on YouTube and chat and laugh and maybe inspire you to pick up a half-finished quilt top or two that's been quietly waiting for you. And if you have been feeling that quiet little nudge, that soft whisper from the corner of your sewing room, this right here is your sign. This is not a push. This is just me offering a warm, gentle welcome back hug to you. You don't have to dive in with a giant queen-size masterpiece or feel like you're way behind whatever goals you set out at the beginning of the year. Maybe you start with just rearranging your fabric stash. Maybe it's sewing a few rows on that project that you forgot you even started, right? Or maybe it's just sitting in your sewing chair with a cup of tea and you just let yourself feel at home there while you think about what your next project's going to be. That's progress too. So if you want a little bit more support while you're finding your groove again, you are always welcome to come hang out with me and the other girls inside the Stitch Sister Inner Circle. It's where we like to remind each other that it's okay to rest, it's okay to restart, and rediscover your spark over and over again. There's no pressure, just sweet sisterhood. I'll leave a link down in the description box so you can see if that is a good fit for you. You're always, always welcome to join me there. So no matter how long it's been, whether you walked away from quilting for a season, for a summer, or you walked away from quilting for several years, just know it's still here for you. We are all still here, and quilting it has one of the best communities and some of the best people that I've ever met in my life. And you can come back to it any time. The fabric will still feel good in your hands. The sound of the sewing machine will still calm your nerves, and your creativity, it's never gone. It's just been resting, gathering inspiration and waiting for you to be ready. So my YouTube channel activity is coming back, okay? More videos, more heart from me, more connection, more this right here, what we have. And I'm so excited to share what's next. I hope that you will be a part of it. If this episode gave you a little breath of relief, a little bit of fresh air in your lungs, would you please pass it along to a quilty friend who might need to hear this message too? And make sure that you are subscribed to my channel, because I am back with a fresh creative spirit and I have so much to share. There is much more things coming your way. So I'm Kristen with icystarsquilting.com. I will see you very, very soon. Take a deep breath. Go pet your fabric. And I'll see you next week. Bye.